Hey, have you ever heard of mindfulness? Have you ever practiced mindfulness? It's pretty popular, so my guess is that yes, you probably have. Well, in this video, I want to talk about something that isn't talked about very often. I want to talk about how we use it wrong. I know that sounds like a kind of a strange idea that we're doing it wrong because it's not that complicated, but there's a lower way of using mindfulness. And then there's a higher way of using mindfulness. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video, is how to use mindfulness to its highest potential to really give you what you're looking for, the happiness, the joy, the love that you're looking for. All right, check it out. Yoga Psych. Ancient answers for your current problems. Welcome back to Yoga Psych, the psychology hidden in the ancient practices of yoga. I'm Brett, your favorite shrink, and today, like I promised, today we are going to talk about how we're doing mindfulness wrong. Now, let me start off, because there's so many things wrong with that statement. One, when we practice mindfulness, there's no judgment. There is no evaluation of good or bad or right or wrong. So the very fact that we're saying, hey, we're doing mindfulness wrong is kind of wrong. But even more than that, the technique itself, come on, really? The technique of mindfulness is really not that complicated. How do you get mindfulness wrong? Well, I guess we're not using wrong in that kind of Western thinking. What I want to suggest today, what I want to talk a little bit about today in this video, is how we're not using mindfulness probably to its fullest potential. And probably even the way we are using it is taking us in the wrong direction. So in that sense, it is wrong. We're not taking mindfulness where it really should be taking us. We're actually using mindfulness as a way to stay stuck. So I hate to use the word, you know that, you can see me struggling with it, but it's wrong. It's wrong. All right, let me use some really simple examples to show you what we're talking about. The best analogy I can think of to help you understand what I am talking about is sex. Now, if you know anything about me, I have a little minor speciality working with couples that are dealing with sex addiction or compulsive sexual behavior and the betrayal that is the result of such acting out. Now, if we look at sex in itself is not good or bad. It is not right or wrong. It is not something bad in of itself. However, sex has a purpose. I believe it has a lower purpose and a higher purpose. Sex, at its lower purpose, satisfies the ego. It gratiates our human lust and desires. It stimulates dopamine. It gets you excited, right? That is the lowest base level of sexual functioning. It gets you off. The higher level of sexual functioning is that it's used for procreation. The highest level, however, of sexual desire and sexual intimacy is connection. Bonding people together. Connecting people in a very deep and in the most intimate ways, physically. Right? Can you agree with that? I could use sex and just pleasure myself. That is a kind of a misuse of sex and sex drives. It works in the sense that it creates pleasure. It works in the sense that it alleviates stress, but it is not working in the sense that it's producing the highest good or the highest level of functioning. Mindfulness. Mindfulness is the same way. See, let me talk a little bit about how we use mindfulness today and how they use mindfulness 3,000 years ago, or how we use it in a real yogic practice. Today, we use mindfulness in our Western psychology. We use mindfulness as a tool, as a way to help you alleviate feelings of stress, feelings of anxiety, feelings of depression. There's a lot of good research out there that shows that if you use mindfulness, you're going to improve your mood. You're going to feel better. Because it's true. It helps you calm the chatter. It helps you relax the body. It helps you improve your overall mood and disposition. So on a practical level, on a real psychological basic level, it has value. And it's going to help you feel better about yourself. And that's how we approach using mindfulness in our Western psychology. Use it. If you have anxiety, use mindfulness. It'll help calm you down. If you have depression, use mindfulness. It'll help alleviate those negative self-talks and also lighten and brighten your mood. So win-win. That is a positive for mindfulness. And then we leave it there. Doesn't sound bad. Doesn't sound bad especially if you're struggling with anxiety and depression. Sounds like a good tool. What's the problem with that? Well, the problem is really we can only see it from the point of view of what we're doing here, which is this yoga psychology. The problem is there is no happiness within the ego, within the body-mind, within our psychological needs and wants. We can be unhappy. You've been there. You know that, right? And we can lighten that unhappiness. We can improve your mood, like we're seeing in our research even with mindfulness. We can improve your mood. However, as long as you are an ego, as long as you are identified with your body-mind, you're going to be unhappy. There's no escaping that because the ego is a black hole. That's my favorite metaphor. Your ego is a black hole. It is energy sucking inward, and it'll always be a black hole. There's no joy or happiness in ego because ego doesn't go anywhere. Ego is not your true state. Your true state is happiness. Your true state is what we're shooting for, where we want to really go. Because as we connect more and more and more with your true state, who you truly are, your highest self, that is where happiness is found. Because your true self, your highest self, is already happy right now. This is what we could call your spirit. This is what we could call your soul. And that's what yoga is all about. Yoga, the word actually literally means to yoke, to connect. And what is yoga striving to always connect us to is our highest self. And so in that end, what mindfulness is really all about is transcending. Transcending your ego, transcending your body-mind, transcending this black hole, which you and I call me, because there is no happiness to be found there. And as we use our mindfulness to stand back and go, oh, okay, there's my self-thinking. Oh, there's self-feeling. Oh, there's self and it's all its bad habits. As I stand back and use mindfulness to disconnect myself from all the chatter in my mind, disconnect myself from all the emotions, all the pain and suffering in my body, as I use mindfulness to step back from all of that, I am practicing transcendence. I am moving beyond this pain. And the reason why it feels good is because I'm starting to connect with my highest self, my true self. And that's what makes mindfulness feel great. is I'm connecting with myself. Now, in the way we're using it in normal psychology, the psychology of pathology, we stop there. We say, okay, I'm feeling a little bit better. My meditation's over. All right, what's next? Let's go with the rest of the day. But in true yoga, in the practice of yoga, what I want to do is I want to use that and then as much as I can, continually connect with this observer, the person that's standing back and witnessing my life. That's my life's goal. That is the entire practice of yoga. That is the entire practice of mindfulness, is continually over and over, more and more through my day, through my life, identifying as the witness, as the one who stands free, as the one who stands happy. And at some point, we call it enlightenment, at some point, I stop identifying with the body mind and all of its black holishness and brokenness and unhappiness. And at some point, I can see the truth, a truth that I don't lose, a truth that I can hold and live by, that I am whole, that I am perfect in this witness and this spirit. And this becomes my identity, the witness. And I can see all the stuff going on in my ego and other people's ego, but it's not the point anymore. I don't need to fix it or change it or do anything about it. All I need to do is let myself transcend it, move beyond it. And that is the beautiful practice of mindfulness, is allowing you to connect with your truth, with your highest self. So my encouragement to you today in this video is to continue to use your mindfulness, but not as a way just to control yourself and make yourself feel better. Continually use your mindfulness and begin to play with the idea of, what if? What if I am more than this body mind? What if this is my true identity? What if this is truly who I am? And begin to play with that idea. Begin to consider that more and more as your truth. What if you are your spirit, your soul, not your body, not your emotions, not your mind, not your habits and patterns, not your past, not your problems, not any of your pain. Who you are is love, this loving witness. Practice your mindfulness in that way and allow yourself to become your true self. Thank you so much for watching. Give me some feedback here. I want to hear from you, and I want to hear how you use mindfulness. Can you tell me in my comments, can you tell me, how do you use mindfulness? Do you use it as a way to calm and kind of subdue your negativity? Or are you able to take your mindfulness and raise it really to the next level? Or have you even thought about or considered using mindfulness and raising it to the next level and allowing yourself to really see the truth of you? Tell me how you are using your mindfulness. All right? Like, subscribe, and I will talk to you later. Again, I'm Brett, your favorite shrink. Take care. Hey, I haven't told you yet, make sure you go to yogapsych.com, because that's where you're going to find these ancient answers for your current problems. Take care.